There'll be 4 points that I'll speak about today very briefly that I feel that it could be used to help make the department better. The first one would be creating a police force that is the representative of the community it protects. Why is this so important? At one point in my career as a sergeant, I was the sergeant of the background investigation unit. And while I was there, I saw that we were hiring people that weren't from the community. Those people lacked understanding of what the community needed, nor did they even try to reach out and find. A lot of their opinions were from TV, news, or from negativity spoke by others. We need to have people from the county. We need to work with organizations like the Coalition of Public Safety and Training in schools, where they start working with our kids early, in middle school and in high school, where they can help us develop better police officers, correctional officers, firefighters, and 911 communication employees. Another thing that we can do is create a cadet program. We do have a cadet program, but it's not just for Prince George's County. So a lot of times what you end up doing is having a cadet program that hires people from Charles, Calvert, Eastern Shore, and those people, it's a continuation of what we already hired. So we have to start early on and having homegrown here in our school system. And when we say that, hey, you know, why would somebody want to do this if we're talking about the racism in the police department? Well, it has to start somewhere. Like today, it's starting with us here, telling you what the issues and the problems are. We have to show them that, hey, it's okay to be brave and we're here for you. And they have to have that mentorship that we can continue to let people know that, hey, no matter if it's retaliation or not, we're going to be here to help you. And that's what we're here to stop. The second point I would like to speak about is instituting an affirmative action plan to correct the imbalance that now exists. A lot of times when Black and brown hear about affirmative action, it comes with a negative connotation. We feel like that someone is giving us something, but we don't realize that there's something that was broken. We weren't given an opportunity. We weren't given an opportunity to be able to show what we can do because of relationships that was formed and people were given jobs on this police department. So if I hung out with you or knew someone that knew you, we were given, that person was given the job. We need to come up with something better that more than just an interview system. We need to come up with a balance that would help us make sure we pick the right person when we're selecting for a job or a position on this police department. Thirdly, making the promotional system fair and eliminating the biases. More than ever, from the last 4 deputy chiefs that were selected, we saw the biases that reared its head. We knew the executive leadership where others should have been chosen and they weren't, because what was allowed was one person to select who they wanted. It wasn't always the best person. It wasn't always the best qualified person. It was a person that I liked personally, in their opinion. And lastly, I would like to speak about improving diversity within specialty units. If you ever want to see the lack of enthusiasm from an officer who's very excited when he starts a job, or if you would like to see the lack of services to citizens, this is where it starts. When officers are not allowed to go to specialty units, they tend to sacrifice themselves. They tend to try to find out what it is that I need to get there. And a lot of the time it works against the citizens of Prince George's County. We have to write more tickets. We have to do more arrests. We have to do things that we normally wouldn't do. When we took this job, we said we was here for the community. But when you want to get in that specialty unit, that becomes secondary or last. What we do is we sacrifice to get to that unit so that we can have weekends off or that we can make more overtime. That should not happen. We should pick people that are qualified. We should pick people that are enthusiastic about doing the job. The police department is in a bad place. It's almost like we're sitting in the middle of the ocean and we're waiting for someone to lead us. Have we seen any changes? No. And we're not going to see any changes under the leadership we have now. If you worked under Chief Stawinski or above Chief Stawinski, you can't be leading because you're going to just continue the problem further. Mm-hmm. So we have to make sure that we bring in someone or use someone who's not been tainted under that administration.